In late 2014, Jamaica passed the Disabilities Act, making a historic step towards providing a legal framework and representation for persons with disabilities across the island. And as the country continues to make the necessary changes to cater to people with disabilities, stakeholders in the sector met recently to chart the way forward. Among the plans,
the JCPD is currently in the process of looking at its logo to ensure that it represents the values that we want the society to know that persons with disabilities represent. We're looking at doing some publications, making the act simple for persons to be able to pick up, read, and move on, making brochures about accessibility so that it is easy for whether business or people in their homes or persons who are building to see and know how they can make their spaces more accessible. We're doing this just to make sure that not the information doesn't stay among us, but the information goes out there. We're also creating a mini campaign on the Disabilities Act so the wider society is aware of what the Act says to ensure that persons know their rights, know their responsibilities.
As part of its continued advocacy and public education program, the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, JCPD, invited Chief of Staff in the U.S. Department of Labor, Claudia Gordon Esquire, to share best practices with sector leaders. Claudia, who is a Jamaican hailing from the parish of St. Mary, has been deaf since age 8. She made history as the first deaf African-American female attorney in the United States.
I love to speak to persons like you are doing the hard work to help make Jamaica a fully inclusive society. Jamaica did something that was historic, and this was the passing of the Jamaican with Disabilities Act. And I think that is a proud moment in our history. For the first time here in Jamaica, a law is being passed to say that the time has come. The time has come for people with disabilities. And it's for them to be fully included in society.
Because success for persons like myself should not depend on circumstances. Whether I was born with a disability or whether I was born in poverty doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Success should not depend on any specific criteria, but rather it should depend on the size of our dreams and the strength of our work ethics.
In addition to motivating the sector leaders, she gave some advice on dealing with various issues in the sector.
It's important that people with disabilities be able to take care of our families, to equally as anyone else pay our bills. And that's only part of it. We also need to be employed in order to feel a sense of self-worth and personal dignity. Hire more persons with disabilities and then recognize them as they have stepped up to the challenge of providing some positive peer pressure to encourage others to step up as well and maybe step up even better. So these hotel industries can show they can accomplish meeting the target of not keeping persons with disabilities in low positions, but bringing them up the ladder to higher positions, as well as recognize them with awards.
Look beyond the disability. One way that can be phrased is where, the word disability, that DIS, you could focus on the last 7 letters of that word and ignore the first 3. Focus on the ability.
We can make it if we try. Only if we try.